Chicken Parmesan. Hey, Chicken Parmesan. We've been talking with Andrew Cotto, and he is here once again, one of my favorite authors. Andrew, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So we were just talking about chicken parm, we were talking about dating, we were talking about great Italian food. You've been here before.
Yes.
But this is your newest book.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Cucina Tipica.
Brava.
A novel.
It's a novel.
Something a little different.
No, all my work's novels. I write fiction and nonfiction.
But this is something a little different.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this particular book.
Okay. Please.
Okay.
Oh,
So
want me to talk about it?
Okay.
Sorry. Let's.
Okay. Bellissimo. Okay. We're going to pick up right there. So, Andrew, this is a little new. This one's new.
It's brand new.
Okay. So tell us about this book.
Sure. This book is actually, in many ways, like full circle for me.
Okay.
I changed careers in my early 30s, and I did so in sort of spectacular fashion by moving to Italy for a year and writing my first novel there, The Domino Effect, which came out a few years ago. And then I wrote a subsequent book to that, and then was thinking about a third novel, and all my memories from Italy just kept rushing back to me, having lived there. I've been back subsequent to the year living there on vacation many times. I taught in Rome for a summer, travel writing at John Cabot University a few summers ago, and all this sort of collective information about Italy just came to me, just rushing at me in this narrative. And it's sort of, this is it, and not sort of, it is it.
So I have to ask you about the cover.
Yeah.
So it's like a pen and ink or a pencil sketch of a...
Cingale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at it, looks like a little wild boar, but I wasn't exactly
It
sure.
is a wild boar. Wild boars are indigenous to, or they're very common in Tuscany, where the novel is set. This particular wild boar is a little more friendly than the one that shows up in the novel, without giving too much away. But they roam wild around the countryside, eating acorns if they're on a good day, and truffles on a great day.
Lovely.
And they're also quite a delicacy. And
Yes.
usually in the book, they end up, not this particular cingale, but one ends up on the plate.
Lovely.
Yeah. Not for the cingale, but
No,
for the people, it's great.
So when you came here to talk about your other books, let's just do a brief recap about
Sure.
those.
Love to.
Okay.
So the first book is called The Domino Effect. It's a coming-of-age story. It won an award. I'm very proud of it. It takes place in between Queens and a boarding school in New Jersey. I look at it as sort of a mix of A Catcher in the Rye and A Bronx Tale.
And it's doing well for you.
It's doing well, yes. The subsequent book is a noir set in Brooklyn called Outer Borough Blues, A Brooklyn Mystery. It takes place in Brooklyn on what is referred to as the dawn of gentrification. It's sort of a gritty, lyrical, poetic novel, which I'm also very proud of. It's actually, to keep stroking the Italian thing, it's being translated now into Italian by an Italian publisher.
Oh,
It'll
wonderful.
come out in March.
Congratulations.
In Italian, yes. I'll be around Italy in March reading from it in Italian.
Oh, fantastic.
I know, I'm very excited about that, and I'm also hoping to do a dual tour. So I'm going to do my Italy, barnstorming thing, where I'm doing one night of Cucina Tipica in English for the expat community and the English speakers, and I'll do the other Outer Borough Blues in Italian. I don't know how Outer Borough Blues is going to translate.
It'll be fine.
Even do that.
It'll be fine.
I'm at the title itself. I don't know how to even say it, but it'll be great, and I'm very excited.
Now, people might recognize your name not just for the books that you write, but you've got a byline.
Yeah, I have a byline.
Okay, so tell us about that.
My byline includes regular contributions to the New York Times, many for the metropolitan section primarily. I also have written for Men's Journal, Huffington Post, Salon, Maxim, various others, Condé Nast Traveler, Italy Magazine. I'm starting to write for. It all comes back to Italy, it seems like, for me. But mostly things in a range of topics that I am interested in: music, food, family, wine. Parenting comes up a lot. Lots of food, though, and the food part is really what ended up coming back into this book. I'd done lots of nonfiction about recipes, places to go eat, cool shops to go to, and I sort of channeled that into the book. So it's a work of fiction, but it's also sort of a love letter to cuisine, particularly of Italy.
Would you call that like the golden thread? Is that like the recipe
If
through the
you'd
book?
like to.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So the recipes and the food are kind of like the golden thread that people can, like, go from chapter to chapter, and it weaves throughout.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not overt and those instances where each meal's like this big, huge setting where everything is so dramatic, but there's just lots of meals taken on a regular basis throughout the book. And the meals are part of everyday Italian life. What the character is after in this book really is heritage. heritage in a big way. So there's a serious theme of heritage and identity. They're looking for family and connections. He's an orphan. He's looking for, sort of a solution to his displacement as he feels it in America. He gets to Italy and doesn't want to leave. He feels so connected to it. But a big part of the journey, and it's not like the adventure part is not like the Da Vinci Code kind of adventure where they're looking for like mysteries and things that, behind walls and old crypts and things. It's really him searching for a sense of self, and he finds it through the everyday splendor that's available in Italy. He loves food and wine, so there's lots of meals being taken that are sort of providing him with sustenance and comfort and a sense of well-being. It's about health, physical health, but also spiritual health that he finds through an everyday act of just enjoying food and wine and certain meals, not breakfast, I guess, with people that he is becoming close with, and a lot of that is informed by my passion for Italian food and my knowledge of it. So the scenes where there's lots of food in them are just informed by my expertise. Just ingredients, recipes, what you're drinking with it, how it's being prepared, etc., and then moving on to the next one.
And everything's so fresh there. When I went on a painting trip, because I also do landscape paintings.
Not surprised.
So what I loved is the colors are they're different. They're more vibrant. I guess because of the way that the sun is shining, or and the mountains are purple, and everything's blue, and the trees are green, and it's just absolutely breathtaking there. But what I loved most is that every night we would go to the town square, and we'd have communal meals with people. Somebody would bring a loaf of bread and somebody else was bringing something else, and I just so loved it. I can't wait to go back. So when I go back, you want to go with me?
Absolutely. I'll be here in March, so you can come on the tour. We'll do a dual thing.
Andrew, I would love that. Where can people pick up your book?
The book's available everywhere. It's on all the major retailers, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, IndieBound. You can also find it at your local bookstore if you feel obliged to shop locally, which I always encourage. They might not have it on the shelf. They can order it and have it in a couple days.
Yes, there you go. And you'll do some speaking engagements, I guess, all around the United States as well.
I actually have a 92nd Street Y event in March.
Wonderful.
And I'll be doing some other tours, hopefully up the Eastern Seaboard and then around America, and anywhere anyone wants me, I'm happy to come.
Lovely. This is to you and to life. Congratulations
Thank you.
on all your success. And every time you write a book, I want you to come here.
Deal.
Deal? Okay. Stay tuned for more on Live It Up, one of my favorite authors, Andrew Cotto.